What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games, coming at you with another cool video, and you might see right on the screen right away, it's this Planet Coaster announcement trailer. Now, hopefully they make you think it's like a Planet Coaster 2 announcement trailer, but however, we could potentially, I could be completely wrong, but we could potentially be getting an announcement pretty soon. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the Planet Coaster announcement trailer release date, it was in June of 2015. The game released in November 2016. Now, if we would think that Frontier would follow the same trend when they release their games, because they like to release these games around November. Now, if this game was to release November of 2024, we would potentially see an announcement trailer soon. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they like to be closer, but, you know, I was just thinking, and I recently came across and remembered this announcement trailer, and I remember it as if it was just yesterday, because this announcement trailer was so amazing, and, like, I almost want to say I feel nostalgic when this game was first announced. I mean, these imagery with the roller coasters and just, yeah, it's all renderings and like a rendered video and everything, and it's not actual gameplay, but my gosh, the music and the visuals that went into this announcement trailer was absolutely crazy. And I look back because back then you had this and you had Roller Coaster Tycoon World also kind of, I think around the time, was doing like their announcements. It's not even close of which announcements gets you more excited and more hyped. This one just felt so good. And I just came back to it and I was like, if we get an announcement for Planet Coaster 2 within the next month or so, since June is actually coming upon us, and I'm not saying there is, so I don't want to give everyone's hopes up. I don't want to get my hopes up, because I'm not saying that this is all gonna happen. I'm not saying that we're for sure getting an announcement next month or something like that, or within the next few days, you know, and you know, but we really have to think about it. Like, if you like to look into stuff a little bit too hard sometimes we like to do that, you know, you'll notice there was a tweet that they posted, it was like a few days ago, where they said they had a screenshot of, I think, a wooden wild mouse, and it said 2 is always better than 1. Now, I'm not going to go into this post too much because it might be looking too far, but a lot of people think it's hinting at Planet Coaster 2. Park managers tag the person who will always stick by you no matter what ride you challenge. Now that also, if we want to look even further, that almost kind of hints to me some sort of co-op or maybe some sort of multiplayer ability that we might see into the game. If it is actually hinting. Now, I'm not saying it is hinting Planet Coaster 2, but it is something, it would be a very light hint, saying 2 is always better than 1. And also maybe potentially hinting that maybe Planet Coaster 2 might have multiplayer as well, being able to play together in the same park. I would hope that we could do more than 2 people at once, but I would take it over nothing for sure to be able to do that. But I would love to hear what you guys think of that kind of post and everything. I think we might be looking into it a little bit. It might just be a simple post that they put out and people are just reacting that way. And that could very well be the case, but it's always fun to kind of predict and, you know, speculate, like maybe there's more meaning or hidden meaning into these kind of things. But my gosh, this trailer just makes me so happy, and I hope if they do release an announcement trailer for Planet Coaster 2, I hope it is on par with something like this, because my heart would probably just stop and die if I see that an announcement comes. Like, even if I'm at work, I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and I am going to be watching that trailer, like, no joke. But yeah, I just came back and it just got me thinking about it a little bit more. I know we've talked about Planet Coaster 2 a lot on the channel, when it's happening, is it going to happen, why it needs to happen, all that stuff, but I was just really kind of feeling a little nostalgic from the original Planet Coaster trailer, and I mean, how can't you? I mean, this, you could tell that it was like a passion project that, you know, and the reason why it's so important to me is because as a kid, I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 through 3, and I was waiting so long for the actual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Originally, when Roller Coaster Tycoon World was announced, I was so excited, but it didn't have the same feel. Something felt off about it. But then when Planet Coaster came to the table, when it was announced, I was so relieved. I was like, this feels more like an actual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon than anything. Yes, it doesn't have the Roller Coaster Tycoon brand, but this game did so much better than Roller Coaster Tycoon World in the end. And like just the music that plays with them, I don't play it because I think it's copyrighted, but and it's so good. And like when you see all those really this is one of my favorite images of this trailer, is just running through the park and that train full of guests just having the time of their lives on a coaster flying by you as you're running by it, and then you have Gulpy starting to come up to you to chasing you. It's so freaking adorable, and like, I don't know, and then the music, it just was so much. It's so much, and I know I probably sound absolutely ridiculous, but I'm getting to that point, you know. It's been 6 years since Planet Coaster released, and once, you know, it had been many years like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and this was about the time, you know, after Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 when I was like, we need to get that next game, you know, we need to get that sequel, the spiritual successor or anything, you know. And it's about that time where I'm starting to think that more and more, where I'm less like urgently just want another game. I want the next generation, because I've seen what Planet Zoo can do. If it can improve even more onto Planet Zoo, from Planet Zoo, like maybe Planet Zoo can be some of the testing grounds for the next one. The sky's the limit for Planet Coaster 2. The graphically, feature-wise, ride-wise, it could be an insanely incredible game that we've always wanted. And Planet Coaster really brought that life back into it. Revived this genre for the most part. And I mean, like, there's other games out there, you know. You got obviously RCT World, but no one really cares about that one. We have Parkitect as well, which is also an incredible game in its own right, which has a pretty good fan base itself. But like, to me, Planet Coaster is just that genre, or that game that I like. I love the 3D, making my park feel as real as possible. You know, and that's probably why I haven't played Parkitect as much. I'm not saying Parkitect's a bad game. It's an incredible game, but it's kind of like a next-gen version of those original RCT games, like RCT 1 and 2, where you're still kind of limited to what you can do in it. I mean, mods, of course, kind of help with that too, but this right here, look at this imagery. Just like the roller coaster in the clouds, the sunset, this is kind of like imagery, almost kind of like the imagery, like we're standing around, here we are waiting for the successor of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. We've been waiting so long for the next generation theme park game. What do? I've been waiting for it for days, ages, seasons, years, like everything. I've been waiting for it. And someone wants to interact with me. I'm like, no, I'm waiting for this. You know, we have rainy days, we have rough days, and then we have, you know, those days where, like, our imagination's there, but we just need that tool. And then, one day, this announcement drops. You know, this announcement drops. This is me, and this is the announcement dropping of Planet Coaster. And I'm just like, what? And then, of course, I'm gonna hop right onto it. And, boom, more stuff comes out as we get more details. And just, you know, and then once the game releases, we all of a sudden have everything, boom, and the game's here, you know, and we're running through the park, our dream park that we've always wanted to build but couldn't do in real life. And then you got Gulpy chasing you. It's just an incredible, and then you like, I just love how he gets ran over by all the guests because they're so excited for the park, and even this little kid just jumps on his head, and he's not like upset about it either. He's just like, well, I made them happy with this park, and then Gulpy comes up and gives them a hug, and it's just such a heartwarming moment, and then says, get on in here, everyone's having a good time, you know? So I couldn't imagine what we could do in Planet Coaster 2 if they add just some of the features that we've been asking for since Planet Coaster 1. And again, I'm not trying to get anyone's hopes up. I'm not saying a second game is going to be announced within the next month. A lot of people, it's starting to become more of a talking point right now across other channels and stuff. A lot of channels have been talking about, I think Rudy Rankemel was actually the first one I saw, was talking about that post with 2 is always better than 1. You know, and it's got a lot of people talking and thinking about if there is a second game on its way being hinted at there, or are we just looking too far into it? Who knows? There's a real possibility this game could be coming, and to me, I think it makes so much sense for Frontier because it will probably do even better than the first game. You've established a good fan base. The second game, you've already got that fan base, so it's automatically going to probably be successful, but you can still gain more and more fans, you know, as time goes along, and especially if you improve off of the first game, the sky's the limit. Now, I've always been that one to say that the pathing system and Coaster Builder are some of my favorites in a theme park sim game. A lot of people don't care for those two things in the game. I'm telling you, if Frontier is watching, which I think they have watched some of my stuff, if Frontier is watching, don't make too many changes on those, just improve upon them. I'm not saying that they're perfect, but I'm not saying they're the worst thing in the world like some people think. A lot of people don't like the Coaster Builder. I like the way it's laid out, where it's still piece by piece, but you have free motion. The only thing they need to do is kind of work on the smoothing and add the heart lining. Don't let the smoothing tool get rid of the heart lining, and boom, the Coaster Builder is perfect to me. And obviously add a lot of features like drop tracks, switch tracks, all that stuff. Everything that we want, transfer tracks, you know, all that stuff. we definitely want all those still. And then the pathing, I honestly think the pathing is fine. It just needs to work better with terrain and be able to make plazas just a little bit easier. Obviously, we have the grid system where you can make really big pathways to begin with, and I think that needs to stay, being able to use the grid. I would love for that to stay. A spray painting type of, I can understand why people might want that too, but I don't feel like it's going to be as easy to get things symmetrically perfect with a spray paint path tool. So to me, the Coaster Builder and the pathing builder in the game is good. It just needs to be improved upon. That's why I'm saying they're not perfect, and I know a lot of people think they are some of the worst parts of the game, but a lot of people want the node-based system in the Coaster Builder. I honestly really don't. I would accept it if they did do it, but at the same time, I would prefer they keep the way they are doing it now, because it's a lot better for casual players, and I think it's an easy builder to use. Like I said, if they can just work on the heart lining aspect and then the smoothing aspect, and it would be perfect in my mind. But anyways, I'm not going into all the features that I want in Planet Coaster 2 just yet. But yeah, this trailer just got me thinking again, and I just recently played it, and it just got me thinking about the game again. And what are your thoughts on it? If you don't think the game's coming, that's totally fine. You know, you don't have to argue with the people that do think it's coming. You know, I've got a lot of people think, I don't know, they just think, get angry that people think a second game's coming. And to me, it just makes too much sense for the second game to come. But like I said, don't get your hopes up, though. Don't get your hopes up that if there is no announcement in the near future or anything, that's the one thing. Just don't get your hopes up, because I'm just stating like what would really be awesome. But I'm not saying that a second game is coming. I just think it would be incredible if it did. So anyways, what are your thoughts in the comments section? Is there any other evidence that you know that could potentially support the idea of a second game coming? Let me know in the comments section below. Are you excited for Planet Coaster 2 game, and what would you want in Planet Coaster 2? Obviously, there's a lot of features and stuff that we would love to see, but there's always something, you know, that we need to we just gotta start thinking about these things, because like it's been a 6-year gap between games now, and I'm starting to get in that feeling like I did back when I was a kid, like waiting for that next game to come out, because Planet Coaster was so good, and I'm just so excited for the next game. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Have a great day and cooler tomorrow. Thanks, and goodbye.